What's up, your boy for another reaction? In today's video, we have the most performative male creators by Tommy NFG. Make sure like, comment, subscribe, let's get into it.
Started to hit the internet waves, known as the performative male. It's defined as a subgenre of nice guys that try
Hey, y'all niggas love using TikTok slang, new words I on TikTok.
too hard to be in touch with their feminine side. Whether that be listening to K-pop while drinking matcha with a tote bag on their hip, reading a book at a cafe with their leg up while drinking matcha, going to a bookstore and acting like they read all the time, while drinking matcha. I don't know why matcha became the signifier of being a performative male, but it's always the reason why. One thing that wasn't talked about in that time is not only is there dudes that do that in real life, but there's a whole genre of male creators that do this exact thing on a global scale.
Kai Snap.
They work the system in their favor to have a majority female audience, probably scheming the whole thing on a chalkboard. I'll make one thing clear though, just because there is a dude out there with a majority female audience, it doesn't mean he did that. Men and women have their own categories they majorly watch online. For women, it's things like beauty or fashion or true crime. The type of dudes I'm talking about is the,
You're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only cause you're here. Only cause you're
Sky Kudo. Gay, why did he just say that like that? Like an anime kid. Only because you're here. Boy, this nigga a dork.
here. Only cause
Gay.
you're here.
yeah, so for everyone that
Why
hasn't
did he say it like that?
heard of the drama by now already, there's a big streamer named Sykkuno. He blew up around 2020 and 2021 for playing Among Us like a lot of streamers did at that time, and he built up a persona in that type of streamer-verse of being a nice, soft guy who's not toxic like those other disgusting male streamers. Like me. I'm only kidding, y'all. There's not a single instance you could find me mad at my kind viewers on stream. Anyways, his relevance kinda dwindled down over time, probably because he kept posting Among Us and never switched it up. Posting Among Us in the big 26, you might as well be hitting the flapper dance like it's the 1920s. I never really watched him or knew much about him other than what I laid out for you guys. It's not like I'm the main demographic for him anyways. What I look like, a Valorant e-girl that goes out to get boba every day with her friends. But after the whole drama, looking at clips of him, I immediately knew he was one of those guy influencers. Given the energy of I'm not like these other guys pretty much instantly. He got exposed recently by a VTuber named Hamamo VT, who labeled the expose as him being a serial cheater, master manipulator, and dangerous predator. And when you hear this, you're instantly thinking, damn, bro moving like the Joker. Like he's gotta be a mix of Light Yagami and EDP combined in the flesh. What is this document? But technically, one of those accusations was wrong off the jump, but that being the predator allegations. Because the person states they had a big age gap, which was 15 years, but she was 19 years old at the time. Which, don't get me wrong, is still really weird and strange, but he at least passed the legal test, so I feel like that's some type of defamation thing he could sue for. Then again, just recently as I started making this video, some new allegations came out from another streamer who said they met when she was 17 and he started.
God damn, y'all, God, they always come out the woodworks, just piling the fucking allegations on top of the allegations. God damn. But if he was talking to a 17-year-old and he was 28, he's weird as shit. So I'm not defending Sykkuno. You really did this, you're a weirdo, buddy.
To flirt years later.
It was like, damn, you beat one allegation, here come another person. Well, Sykkuno, he was talking to my friend when she was 17.
So, who really knows at this point? Bro's a weirdo either way. It shows you gotta make sure you're safe on the internet at all times. She laid out how he was talking to multiple different girls while in a relationship for years. That he would buy them gifts and get emotionally close with them to smash. This is all while he would leverage his online persona acting like that cutesy soft ooh-woo e-boy online. He could never cheat.
The same shit extra Emily be doing.
You think a guy like this would ever cheat and be a liar?
I don't know why you ever ship me with anyone. As you know, girls aren't attracted to me. So the ship...
Why is he talking like this? Why is he talking like that cool?
It's never gonna work anyway.
Bro was balling from the start. And after that girl made that one expose document, they all started coming out like candy. Bro was getting the Diddy treatment, getting an accusation from here to there to there. All these girls were all getting the same playbook ran on them. He would follow then DM them after saying some type of corny opening line, probably something like,
Hey ladies, I can't muster up the courage to even be able to talk to a beauty like yourself. Would you be so kind to reply?
I'm sorry you had to hear that. Low-key, that wasn't even an exaggeration. Then he would get close with them and play games with them one-on-one, fly out to meet them and get his rocks on, or maybe have them send some dudes to him. The thing that's crazy about this is they all exactly thought the same thing. They thought cause his stream persona, this cute ooh-woo e-boy who plays Among Us and puts his hand over his mouth when he laughs, was just some nice guy who happened to fall for them. And this wasn't by accident. He 100%
Yeah, this nigga performative is good. Just look at his hair, like he got the anime hair, like.
set this up on purpose. Any stray dude that acts like this and is too performative, there's a 90% chance they're taking advantage of. It's a feeling almost every dude just knows, especially with these performative content creators that cater purely to a female audience. For God's sake, he was in a female content creator house as the only dude. How did they not expect him to be on something?
What?
I've heard enough. I'm ready for the 10-episode isekai anime. So when the allegations first came out, it went from him being labeled a super creep and being permanently cancelled to now, once people saw how overblown the whole thing was getting, he's now getting manipulator edits on TikTok and people are calling him the manipulator goat.
Yeah, I love my boo song, gang. Y'all serious?
This is gonna be a hot take, but I will say Sykkuno is smarter than me. He just trolls a lot to throw people off.
Only because you're here.
They think I'm mean. They think I'm trolling. Fact is, guys, for most of my life, I haven't really had many friends, and people really haven't been into me.
I've never seen
Only because you're here.
someone gain aura from their cancellation. He might be on Light Yagami's level. He's literally a serial cheater, yet he's getting edits. To make it clear, alright, I think him being a serial cheater is terrible. The reason people are acting like this, though, partially, is the way these girls were coming out with their stories against him. One of the girls came out stating she was a victim because he nutted without protection. When people say they're victims, I think most people think, I don't know.
Getting sexually harassed or raped?
They basically were two consenting adults who made a choice and she regretted that choice after. Whoop-de-damn dude, people do that every day. The wildest part too is that in his apology for all of this, the original girlfriend he was with chose to stay with him. Prior to all this becoming public, we were already making changes to improve our relationship. And while I could have chosen to leave, I ultimately made the decision to stay with the hopes of repairing our relationship together. You can't make this up. She was getting cheated on for years and still stayed loyal. He truly is the IRL reflection of Light Yagami. His main audience is most likely done for, considering a majority of them were women who thought he was just some soft, trustworthy e-boy. If he was smart, he would grift to the red pill stratosphere and start selling books on how to be a manipulator to dudes. Let this be a warning, though, that dudes like this and creators always gotta be watched closely. Another category of performative male influencers is purely on TikTok. It's certain dudes who either try to give tips to women on how to get their boyfriends mad, or tips on how to talk to a boy they like. Just as we can
I'm digging in my nose, nigga. I don't care.
suspect too, all of the tips are absolute dog shit. One of the biggest guys on TikTok who does this is a guy named Jake Carringer. And all of his content is the most obvious pandering to women you'll ever see. The main thing he blew up for was giving tips to women on how to make their boyfriends mad. You know the most annoying girl is following him and liking all his posts too.
Want to break his ego? Next time your man starts arguing with you, all you have to do is say this.
Yeah, you corny, gang. Like, you pandering to the woman. You corny.
Tell him, I would tell you that I'm taking you seriously, but I don't want to lie. And just like that, watch his ego crumble. Stay toxic.
Want to break his ego? Text him.
You a punk. Like, hey. You a punk, my nigga. Like,
Happy birthday on the wrong day. Show him how much you care. Stay toxic.
This shit is so fucking ass, bitch! Quit fucking music!
If you're actively looking for tips on how to make your boyfriend mad, maybe don't be in the relationship. These are all so corny. I genuinely would have no reaction to getting any of these messages. And all of his other content that's not this is giving tips to women on how to make a man obsessed with them or tips on how to talk. When will people learn that
Gang,
men
you a
or
man.
women whose
Gang, you a man. How you gonna give advice on this? What you talking about?
content is solely this type of are usually wrong 99% of the time. This is like a dude watching a red pill podcaster how to pick up the most perfect wife for their future. Meanwhile, they live in a Miami apartment with a girlfriend who has more plastic in them than a lawn chair. This dude is filming TikToks at dick angles with no shirt on giving advice, and you're telling me he doesn't know what he's doing? I wouldn't be surprised if he was on Saikuno Timing too. We just gotta wait for the first cheating allegation to come out. He actually apologized recently for those TikToks that blew him up. I see through your tricks though. He's apologizing to give that humble guy energy and to seem like a nice guy who made a mistake. That way all the girls that follow him are gonna be like, oh, he's such an understanding man and attuned with himself. Increasing his roster by 50% overnight. These videos aren't that far apart from each other when he made the apology. In fact, it's only like a 2-month difference. So how much could really change in that time? He conveniently offers relationship coaching too for a price. Surely he actually knows what he's talking about and isn't just grifting to get money from women who have broken relationships. The thing to me about this advice for women is so funny because I'm gonna be real, for most dudes, unless if he's like an A-list celeb or athlete, if you just talk to him and are direct, they're gonna fold because guys trying to set up little angles and positions here and there are the worst thing. No guys try to figure out a puzzle on how you feel about them by ghosting them for some days or doing this or that. I might be just too grown for this shit anymore. If you do some childish things like that, we're not talking anymore. Funny how men have their own red pill guys who shill courses and women have the same thing. We really aren't that different. Another one of these corny dudes who does this is a guy named Brian De Palma. He used to be the biggest at doing it and would always be giving tips to women on men's secrets or how to make men obsessed. And as usual, they would be utterly useless or just dumb.
Oh,
Y'all punks. Like,
hey, do you want to hear another absolutely disgusting secret about men? They definitely do not want you to know, and as usual, this is an absolutely foolproof method, so please pay attention and do not tell anybody that I told you. If you're texting with a man and you're feeling like he's not giving you the same energy that you're giving him, if you're being funny and he's not being funny back, or you're trying to make actual comments and he's not making actual comments back, you're probably saying to yourself, this is not the man with the personality that I need. But actually, what you're forgetting is the fact that if a man's personality is too good over text, like if it matches your freak too much, like too soon, this man has been texting way
yeah, you was a pillow talking punk giving tips to girls, gang. Like, come on.
too much.
Or the guy could just not be into her as
This nigga Speed the GOAT. This nigga Speed is streaming underwater, my nigga. Do y'all see this? What the fuck, bro?
much as she's into him. He could be a call person or an IRL person. You see how these tips make zero sense because no one is exactly the same? I've met people that are more text people than call people and people that like doing calls. And all of his content was mainly this for years until people started to troll him, which led him to pivoting to different things, but the damage is already done. Everyone's in his comments spamming he's way too old for this shit and he's 40. Bro getting the low tier god treatment. I don't even know how you can be on the internet anymore dealing with that. Worst part about his pandering content too is women don't even fall for it. They're always trolling him and probably dying laughing when they see his vids. At this point, I don't know who this type of content appeals to. If men and women find it cringe, it's like a floating speck in the internet waves going nowhere. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Make sure to comment, subscribe, and all do is, yeah. And then nigga giving tips to girls. Gang, you a man, gang? Like...